Sam, you want to count us in with a Fidelio?
I am ready. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, Fidelio.
Hello and good late evening, as it is going to be a late, short game tonight.
But still a game.
But still a game, and that's the best part about it. So, I would love a summary from Lolly about last game, if you don't mind.
I done goofed.
That's a good brief summary,
I did
but
bad.
maybe a detailed one.
Oh man, oh gosh, there was so much that happened. Well, we rushed to the Dingy Bird in the Harbor District because there were some elementals going around, and we shot first and asked questions later and defeated those and cleared out that area. And inside was like a horrible smelling sea captain, dwarf guy, and he was like, "Arr, arr, boring stuff. I'm going to rave and pillage." And it started to sound really fun, actually, after I kind of goaded him for a bit. He made some compelling points. Anyway.
And then he struck you with an object.
Yes, he made some pretty compelling points after that. And then he was like, you still owe me Lesterin. Oh, Lesterin had a dream about Jeff. And he was like, you still owe me Lesterin. And Lesterin was like, oh god, none of this nonsense. And he was like, you owe me later then. And then I feel like you guys did stuff too. Well, anyways, this is my terrible summary. Anyways, we were set loose upon the land, and I got in my brain that 10,000 gold to knock over one of those ships is a pretty good bounty. We could do a lot of things with 10,000 gold.
So many activities.
So many activities. Anyways, I tried to convince the fish to go rock the boat, so to speak. And I dove into the water with the fish for I don't know what reason. Maybe it would be more convincing that I wasn't just sending them off to their doom. And we swam at it. We called like whale sharks in and dolphins in, and we all like swam at the boat. There was something funny going on under the water, so we were like, okay, lunge at the side of the ship. And then it turns out that something funny going on in the water was like a high-level sorcerer, and he captured me, and there were crossbows, and then I fell down, and then I woke up, and then I fell down. And then I woke up, and they were like, let's take a leg. And then I went invisible, and I was like, I'm gonna run away. And then they knocked me down again. And then I woke up in Nalthus's office adjacent. And they had taken my leg. But fortunately, Gary and everyone figured out where I was because they're so smart and helpful. And Nalthus let me go as long as I promised to do one favor for him. That wouldn't be something that would hurt everybody or be against anything that I would stand for. But I hurt, and now I have no leg.
He was careful not to start a guild war, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty careful.
Nalthus is an asshole, but he's not dumb. So, with that excellent summary, Lolly, take a point of inspiration. You may need it.
Oh god. For a healing check, cool.
What are you going to heal?
She's
My
still
Not your
leg.
I'm sure.
Did they cauterize the wound? Is it like all cut?
Oh, yeah, no, it's fully stabilized. It's been basically dressed and cleaned, but it's that... Jyotis, you would know this. When you steal from the Dejani, there are consequences. When you try shit against them, bad things happen. And traditionally, if you're caught stealing from the Dejani and you're not a member of the Dejani, if you're not killed outright, they'll take a hand just to make sure that you know. And they'll normally brand you too. She got off real lucky. No brand, just a leg.
No death. No death.
No death. Real lucky.
So lucky.
So anyways, for this week's one quick thing, what is your favorite curse or insult for your character? Like, what does your character say when either things go wrong or they need to talk down to someone? Let's keep shaking up the order here. We've already talked to Lolly for a while. Let's give her a break. Gary, what's your go-to saying?
The Roxori word, Malaka.
Nice.
No further explanation needed. Look it up, kids.
I love it.
Lestrin, what's your favorite curse or insult?
You dig in sand for 1,000 years.
Ooh.
Love it. Latham, what's your favorite curse or insult?
A few others there, but it's one that is only spoken in Abyssal, so I cannot pronounce it properly, but roughly translates as, that sounds like a you problem.
It's that black tongue of Mordor. It roughly translates to that's a
He's
you
gonna be
problem.
a very loyal friend, I can tell.
Jyotis, what's your go-to curse or insult for someone?
You're a failed experiment in mutation.
Okay, all right, and Lolly, what's your favorite go-to curse or insult that you've learned or just made yourself?
I hope all your jelly beans are black licorice flavor.
Man, that's either really good or really bad, depending on how someone feels about black or licorice jelly beans.
I rather like black licorice
I
jelly
love
beans.
black licorice.
I
Right?
hate them.
Yeah. No. Again, it is one or the other. No one's like I'm neutral on this.
Hate
Yeah.
them.
I quite
hate
like
them.
I have a quick story about that later.
Okay. Well, after game, we can talk more about black jelly beans, or in character, you can talk about them. I don't care, but we're in game now. So, after successfully escorting Lolly from the office and Garret, you have negotiated that as of tomorrow at 10 bells, Lestrin can come by and pick up the Cloak of Great Comforts for Lolly. All of you are shown out of Nalthus's office. You are on the streets with a one-legged Lolly. What would you like to
Holding
do?
her up.
Thank you.
Um,
Boing, boing, boing.
We'll get our stuff from Zarble first.
yeah, let's get our stuff from Zarbel,
Can I
and
go lay
then
down?
Uh-huh.
yes, maybe we should go shopping for some materials. And Jyotis pulls up his pant leg and points to his.
Oh,
We know
look,
it's a problem you're aware of.
Beansies.
All right. Well, you all can find the Storm Chasers Guild pretty easily. Zarbel is very distracted at the moment because she's currently cleaning. I need to roll to see if she even notices. Lolly, do you go in or do you just stay near Lestrin the whole time?
Where's Chuggers? Can I whistle for Chuggers?
You can whistle for Chuggers. Roll for Chuggers.
Yeah. What do I roll?
I don't know, a D20.
Handling.
Tell me.
Animal handling.
Well, I rolled a 9.
Okay. What's your animal handling?
4.
So total of 13. What do you say?
Chug, chug.
Okay.
Oh, mama.
Your voice carries on the rain and the wind. You don't hear him for now. Maybe, possibly, because you left him back near the dingy bird.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a good reason.
He's chilling with.
I think I lost a lot of blood.
You did.
Yeah, you have 1 HP.
Yeah.
You cast Healing Light on yourself, Lolly?
Mm-hmm. Pew, pew, pew. I'll do 2.
So,
Hey, Bob?
yeah.
She wouldn't have gotten a long rest? Being
No.
in his custody? Okay.
No.
It would not exactly be restful.
No rest for the wicked.
Okay, just checking. You know,
Yeah, that's fair.
it was worth a try.
Let's not touch it.
So- So who's going in to the Storm Chasers? Who's staying outside? What's going on?
I'll go in to help gather the things. And I was gonna ask Zarbo if she might have some spare metal pieces and things that I could use on the prosthetic limb.
Are we doing that here at this? Are we doing that here in town, or are we doing that elsewhere, like underway?
Depends on, because I think we need to leave in the morning
Okay.
or whenever the storm's up. I think we're heading
All right.
out.
We
on
need
the
to
boat,
make all
right?
our materials today.
Yeah, so I'd like to gather all the materials because, and he calls over, hey Zoik, my handy dandy little tool here, Zoik, can store all of the materials and I can work on it underway as long as I have downtime on the boat.
Well, in the most briefest immediacy, can you make her a crutch?
Yes. Crutch,
Take like 10 minutes.
if that.
So, while Zarbel does have supplies, I rolled a 1 on her perception check. So she's of the like passive because she's so absorbed in like fixing everything there that she's not really paying attention. Do you actually say what these supplies are for, or are you just like, yeah, can I get this, this, and this?
I'm gonna tell her that I'm gonna construct Lolly a leg because of what has happened.
Yeah, you get the like. It takes her like 15 seconds to get it, but then you get a like, wait, what?
Yeah, Lolly had an incident. She lost a limb, one of her legs.
Literally saw her like 10 hours ago. What happened? What incident?
She decided that it was a good idea to go swimming, and she tried to tell the fish to tip over one of the blockading ships. They didn't take too kindly to that.
Yeah, you see Zarbel's eye twitch with like the mixture of awe and why would anyone be that dumb? And also, my friend, like there's this weird dichotomy where she can't decide which emotion is going to override the others. So they're all just flashing through her face. And, you know, like the cheeks and the eyes keep moving and wrinkling with each new fun emotion that comes with that. And just, yeah, whatever you need.
Thanks, Zarbo. Fortunately, she survived. She survived.
I mean, yes, based on the fact you're building her a leg and not a coffin, but
Yes.
anyways, take what you need
Thanks.
and let me know if you need help.
I will do that. Thanks. Gather materials. Do I need to roll something for investigation?
No, you can gather all the raw materials you need. You are very well aware of what it takes to build a leg.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Vati built yours, but he did show you how to do this, just in case you ever lost it.
Yeah.
Or the other one.
Fix it and stuff. Or the other one.
Yeah, upkeep and maintenance is part of having a prosthesis, so...
Mm-hmm. Especially one that does all the things that it does.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it takes you very little time. You've gathered up everyone's equipment that they had left behind.
Cool. All right.
Zarbel, before you go, is like, tell Ollie I'm sorry, and that if she needs anything, that she can come here and see us. We'll help.
Absolutely. And good luck with rebuilding, Zarbo.
And Zarbel gives you the like huff, and it's like, it's not luck, it's time.
Indeed. I'll help as soon as we're back.
Aw, thanks.
And he's going to go out to friends.
Yeah, so you're all together.
We should probably head over to the Kimmy's base
Again.
again.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cruel lady.
Also, do we need to check in with Axord on our leaving time, or do we have a good idea of when that's going to be?
Lestrin, roll me a survival check for Storm.
Oh, really? It reset? Okay, hold 1 second. The dwarf
Holding.
is the dwarf is secret. Give it to me.
The dwarf is safe.
There we go.
Secret. Keep it safe.
15 days.
Oh, that was not a roll for how long the storm will take. It was a survival check, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's 15.
Okay. All right. With a 15, you are abundantly aware that with how big and hard this storm actually hit, that it is probably going to go through the night and into the morning. Even though it's very light over the Steel Tranquility, it's still doing its thing. So the after effects, it should be clear, completely clear tomorrow morning. But right now it is still lingering.
Yay. We have time.
Okay. Well, let's go get Lolly fixed up then.
One. Kimmy might be able to bring her back too.
Yeah.
Jyotis is like, sure, that'll happen, and then he starts sharpening his tools.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll be the day.
I didn't say it with a lot of hope, but it was like,
I mean,
I'll just say it. Maybe it'll make Holly feel better.
yeah. I mean, I will certainly build her a prosthetic leg, but maybe one day we can get her real leg back.
I think they fed it to the sharks.
Well, yeah, but there's high-level spells that can bring things back.
Wait, what? I should learn those spells.
Yeah. We should.
Not a bad idea.
It's not cheap.
Oh.
Prosthetic limb is going to be much cheaper. It's on a budget.
Would it be less than 10,000 gold? Because then we could knock over that ship and...
Well,
Garret,
you
Garret,
can't
do
be
you have any-
involved.
Garret, do you have any thoughts on that?
Several.
All I know is Lolly can't be involved in that particular expedition.
Right.
I have some things to do. Can you handle this while I go take care of a thing?
Certainly.
I will not leave Lolly's side.
Thank you.
If you don't mind,
Gary.
Lester.
We're going to make a rotation,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
but
Yeah,
I
if you
have.
don't mind, Lester, I'm gonna start work on this at the Dingy Bird.
It's no problem. I'm going to take Lolly over to the Vault of the Kite. We're going to go visit Kimmy.
Okay.
I know it'll make you feel better, and then we'll go back to the Dingy Bird.
Sorry, the dogs have decided it is time for the 11:30 war.
I was going to say, did you just go and turn into Holly? What happened?
Oh, no. They're cute and playful, but... they're also
But it's also 30 minutes to midnight. Well, 40 minutes to midnight.
Maybe they'll be wore out by the time it's time to go to bed.
Right.
That's a funny joke.
That's the hope.
Where are you going? Hey.
Latham, who are you going with this party split?
Um,
Or are you going in your own direction too? Because
I was thinking about that one. I don't think there's no reason to go in any other direction I can think of aside from. Yeah, I'll join Garret, and we'll go collect. We'll go do a little shopping.
Okay. All right. So I'd actually like to start there because Lolly and Lestrin have a long walk. So
Yes.
Gary, where are you and Latham going, and what are you doing?
The Tanners.
Are you referring to who I think you're referring to?
What?
Yep.
Okay.
that?
All right. Yeah, you do know where that is. Well, Latham, if you're just kind of following along with Gary,
that okay?
Gary, are you explaining this or anything, or?
Some. Mostly I'm explaining, follow my lead, and don't make decisions without clearing it with me. Please.
Well,
New rule.
are you okay with me changing prices? Can I do that at least?
You can help with the negotiations.
Okay.
I'm not sure that
That's
there
all-
will be
that's all I really
You know, I
wanted to
can't reach.
I'm not sure that there will be coin changing hands just yet.
Seriously.
All right. So, Gary, you actually also have quite a long walk now, but we're still going to keep following you. It's dreary, rainy, but the gates of paradise are guarded. Standard storm detail of guards. They do let you through, though, because they quite easily recognize you, and to a lesser extent, Latham as well.
One thing that I do want to declare
Mm-hmm.
is I'm definitely not dressed nicely.
Okay.
Like, I would have gone back to my old leathers and probably worn something on my head.
Well, you don't really have your nice clothes anymore after your encounter with storm elementals, anyways. So
They need to be repaired, but
yeah.
I was
Do you,
making
do
sure
you
that
explain why
I
the
don't
double
want
look?
to. More or less, I just don't want to draw that much attention to this visit.
Adventuring casual, got it.
God damn it. You already have inspiration. Shut up.
Well, Tom's gonna like dress himself down more into plain clothes.
Okay.
He's not gonna go like that. He's not. I can go that plain, but plainer.
Okay. All right. So, the two of you exit the gates of paradise and walk around the outskirts of the city's main wall and eventually reach the Foundry District. This is kind of on the edge of the Steel Tranquility protection area, so the storm is a little rougher over here. There's definitely some signs of flooding. You can tell that most of the homes and businesses here are completely boarded up. People have been doing their hurricane prep as expected. There's eerie silence and just a lack of the normal life that the Foundry District traditionally has. The smells of forges and horrible though they may be, it's still activity. But today, none. And with how humid the Isles are, there's still no need for a fire anywhere, so that is lacking as well. The most you can get a semblance of is oil lights from candles shining through some of the boards as you walk down the streets. But without doubt and without delay, you do reach an all too familiar location that has been a while since you last visited. Stitcher's Sewing Emporium.
I want to go to the business entrance and not the service entrance.
Okay. The business entrance is not barred, but it is closed. There is a sign that states by appointment only during storms.
So I very casually lift my hand and pound on the door for 3 seconds. And then wait.
All right. Well, after about 5 seconds, you hear a 1 second. And then you hear the approximation of 6 different locks unclicking, disbarring, rotating, And then the door slowly opens inward, and a familiar large gentleman leans his bald head out, stares at you with beady eyes, and just, "You have an appointment?"
Can I make one with you?
Oh, God. Let's roll an intelligence check. Tide Pod dice, you're perfect for this. Let's do it. You can. I think.
Perfect. Would you put us down for an appointment at, what time is it right now?
Do intelligence check.
No, I'm just like,
No.
I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Like, Gary is like, like Gary, like, I'm sure Gary knows what time it is, but I'm asking
Right,
you,
no,
the
so
DM, what
you
time
guys
is it?
you guys went to the Dingy Bird and did all that stuff and finished there at about 10 bells. You took a long rest, which would have been 8 hours after that. So this is evening. This is probably between 5 to 6 bells right now. Where
5:45?
And it takes 30 seconds of that droning sound for his mind to click into, "That's now. Okay.
Perfect.
In you come."
I'm very patient with this entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah. He-
Latham just smirks a little bit. It's like, okay. It's
He,
an interesting one already, I'm seeing.
well, Latham, you would remember this place too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a beginning for you.
It's a sloth.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the old notes.
The old notes. So, sure enough, he wanders in, invites you in, and says, "Close the door behind you."
And I do.
Okay. He gets out. At first, you think there's going to be like an eloquent system from behind the desk where he can like ring a bell and it'll send like a wire up, because you can clearly see that there's some inlaid wires, and you know that this area is many secrets and many forms of communication that you would otherwise not count on. But instead, after getting a bell, he quietly puts that back behind the desk and then gets out what is obviously just a huge cone to yell through. And, "Boss!" Puts the cone down. He always hears it. He just takes his time, I think.
Summer, he's going, oh God, what?
It seems very seems very efficient.
Yeah, no, that's like the entire building rattled with that voice. But sure enough, within the span of a minute, a lone figure walks in from behind many of the display leathers that your door guard has been standing in front of. And meager height, about 5'6", still cloaked in that brown robe that seems very baggy today. And there's almost a dry scent about this individual when they enter. And once they get beside their door guard, Stitcher looks up with you. And Gary, with your passive, and Lotham with your passive, you can tell there's a difference. His eyes are now yellow, with black slits in them. Whereas there was once human eyes. These are more predatory. And he observes you for a good 5 seconds before getting a wide grin that holds no joy. "You pleasure.
Pleasure is mine.
Little bow.
Well,
Sorry that we came to call so suddenly, but I wanted to discuss something with you that I think you might find interesting.
Well, there's no shopping right now. So, here or my office?
Whichever is more comfortable.
Office. Come. And he leads you through the displays and over to a wall and double taps on the panel and it just slides open and you witness a hidden staircase.
Yes.
Right. Mastermind having staircases in his base of operation. What? These stairs are made to where, again, with your passive perceptions, you kind of follow how he walks up it without making a sound. But as you walk up it, there's the loud squeak and creak of wood. And you can tell that these have been purposefully designed to where someone who knows where to walk can walk up them silently. But someone who is just happened to discover a secret door is going to sound like Thor, God of Thunder, coming up the hidden stairwell. And sure enough, the second doorway on the second floor is another false panel that he slides quite smoothly before going to sit in his rather opulent chair at that desk again. But he points to the two chairs across from it with a wave of his hand. And Gary, Latham, make perception checks.
17.
Ooh. 6.
Latham, did you roll a 1?
No, I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay. Near miss.
I don't have my sheet up, so I think it's +4. Might be more
Yeah,
than
no,
that.
you're
It's
fine.
still low. It's still low.
Latham, you were just like, oh, a chair. This is so much nicer than what Nalthus gives us. Gary, you notice that there is clearly scaling on his hand now. And it is not just eyes. He appears to have been fully converted into Yuan Ti. That bronzed, scaled hand goes back down into its cover very smoothly, and you're invited to sit. And he waits until you either choose to stand or sit, but he is patient. Those eyes never blink while they watch you two, though.
I'll sit.
So, you said something about a deal.
An arrangement. There can be some compensation. But I think mostly it's going to be for fun. But
That
compensation
smile,
is definitely going to
that
be
smile
large.
comes back instantaneously. You have my attention. We are good mutual partners. I'd been waiting to see again. It's difficult to go out anymore due to my promotion.
I can see. So firstly, I want to put on the table that we are not willing to do anything illegal. However, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are no longer allowed to interfere directly with the Johnny business.
Eyebrow raises, or at least if you could see the eyebrow, you would, like, the eye reaction alone is the like, oh?
It is a long story that I do not care to go into at this point, but suffice to say, I have given my word, and I am not willing to break that because of the consequences. However, I am 150% unwilling to allow them to get away with being dickheads on my watch.
They are bad for business.
Exactly. So what I'm hoping is some kind of mutual arrangement. I don't have all the details because all of this is very, very spontaneous. However, I want to make some kind of arrangement where you and your compatriots can harry them a bit, cause them some mischief. Maybe they will lose some cargo. Maybe they will not get as much money as they hoped for their cargo. Maybe things go missing.
At this point, the smile becomes a bit more genuine. It's still predatory, but it's that sudden joy of the fact that someone is coming to the table. I can see that it is a dangerous proposition, but potential fruitful alliance. I tentatively accept.
What we are definitely willing to do is run any legitimate cargo that you have at a fairly significant discounted rate. Our current ship is fairly limited in its cargo space. However, as we grow our guilds, it will become beneficial to have ground floor access to lower rates. We have much that we're planning. Unfortunately, at this point, with our limited capacity, it would be difficult to run any kind of illegitimate business, at least large amounts or often.
He gives a small nod to that. There is some disappointment in that, but can understand.
We are a small business still. We are still growing. And we have a bit more wherewithal. Other arrangements might be made.
He kind of raises up a hand to you and just, you needn't worry. You are in good standing. Not only did you secure my position as a lieutenant, but your actions to save Yuan-Ti lives are something that I consider before making a deal.
Much of this decision to come see you is for the benefit of the one who made most of those arrangements.
I understand. I am in a difficult position at the moment because though I am a lieutenant, my captain expects me to play the skin game. I send willing seekers of ascension, but I am not keen on slave trade. It attracts the magisters a bit too heavily. So, if either the pearlescent viper were to have an accident, or if you could obtain me something more valuable than just humans for the social, I will go from subtly harrying to active attack.
Kind of nods slowly at that. The most important thing, and I know I trust your ability to do business. This meeting was about something very benign.
Yes, it was. This meeting was to confirm that the life you saved from the sea cave has gone to learn from the orcs. They are doing well.
Perfect.
You, being the hero, needed to follow up on that lead. Kind of leans forward from the chair. Do understand the UNT helping your storm chaser. They are still UNT and still subjects of Lasashel. But they will make no moves against you or your friends.
I understand. And
Okay.
I am grateful for that. So, we will see what we can do about either of your requests.
Perfect. Now, as for cargo, there is something. I need to resupply a priestess.
Okay.
She is not going to be easy to reach, and it is not by ship. But my agents are not quite the kind you send for this. Up on the top of Summerheart, there is a temple. A priestess up there requires supplies. I would ask if you would take them to her for your reduced rate.
Certainly. Is it time sensitive?
She would say yes. I would say a month.
We're due to leave tomorrow for a job. But when we return, I can make it my earliest priority.
If she were to perish because of this, then she is not UNT. She can wait. I am not paying more than I need to.
We'll make it work. I don't know how long we'll be gone, but it shouldn't be more than it shouldn't be more than what, 5 days or so?
You would know that based off of the location of where the Iron Tide was found. This should not be more than a 5 to 6 day journey.
So I'll make that clear.
That is acceptable.
Perfect. Then we have an accord.
Excellent. By the way, and opens up a desk drawer, pops a hidden panel, and gets out what looks like a very regular wooden flute. And looks between the two of you and then just tosses it to Latham. If approached by the forces of the pearlescent viper play a note that would charm a snake, and we'll know.
Look at it momentarily. Just play a little ditty. Not the kind that would charm a snake. Just as
Roll a performance check.
16 on the die.
Jethro Tull, let's go.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Something like it. It's 24 total.
Damn.
Yeah, no. This not only plays very smoothly to your lips, but you feel yourself start to attune to it after you do.
Tom's rolling
this-
snake flute.
Hey, Lolly.
Psychic damage.
Nah. You're at what? How many hit points?
9.
Cool. What's your maximum?
42.
Next time you talk, you lose some of that.
Okay.
So, Latham, you are now attuned to this when you so choose, as in you have familiarity with it. This is, in fact, a flute of snake charming. It will work to pacify snakes, as well as can be used as a signal to UNT vessels. There is no guarantee that they will not still attack you, but at very least, the forces of the pearlescent viper tend to take this as something that is handed out to people who are either subtle informants or perhaps allies, and not to attack those individuals. I will get you a card for this later, but in the meantime, I didn't count on this happening. This is new. And exciting.
Also, just if you know anybody else who has problems with the Djani, maybe encourage them to also cause them some problems.
Everyone has problems with the Dijon.
Oh, I know.
They are pain. That said, best bet. If you were looking for massive guild support, either the Akami Kai or the Knights of Imperatus.
I have a good relationship with the Akami Kai so far, but I don't want to press my luck.
Then you may wish to get some knights on your side.
It's worth. I've met one. Have we met any knights? We only the ones on Raisha, right?
Only the ones on Raisha. Yeah. And Gungar worships Imperatos, but is not a knight of Imperatos.
Yeah. Well, maybe if we run into him again, we can ask. Hey, how would one go about
How would one go
causes
about
a
a
little
guild
bit of-
war?
a little bit of subtle chaos against
That's
a
one
sworn.
war crime.
How does one do war crimes and not get caught?
Touche, touche.
Was there anything else?
For today, no. I very much thank you for seeing us on short notice, and hopefully this is the beginning of something useful. And
In the future?
what I'm God, I can't think of the word now. My brain is just going
Productive?
not productive, but
Fruitful?
fruitful. Fruitful's a good word. I was going to say something like profitable venture.
In the future, please send notice that you are seeking.
Of course.
I want to make sure that UNT forces are not necessarily aware of our compatriotism.
I think that is a good plan.
Gives you a nod.
If ever you need to contact us, you can leave messages at the Dingy Bird.
Gives a smile. Just
Eventually, we
Shall
will work
done.
out a drop system or something if necessary, if the heat goes up. But for now, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your help, and I hope that your companion is doing well.
He is. He is a bit frightened of me right now. But he is still valuable. Just like all my people. And again, you, with your insight and your background, would know that the reason you can at all have this relationship is because you guys have gone out of your way to help Yuan-Ti.
Yeah,
Oh.
a lot of that is due to Lolly.
Yeah.
So credit is where credit is due. But I'm not complaining because it's definitely plunking some dominoes in our favor at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we shall show ourselves out.
Very good. And he points back at the wall of just like, please take the stairs.
And gesture to Latham.
And we're going to fast forward from you guys over to Lestrin and Lolly, who have probably just by now gotten to the Temple of the Kai based on having to move at half speed while carrying Lolly.
Right
Sure.
foot, left foot, right foot, left foot.
Links 4, links 4, links 4, 3, 4.
Or for Lolly, right foot, pause. Right foot, pause.
Right foot hop, right foot jump.
I said step, pause, turn, pause, pivot, step, not step, pause, turn, pause, pivot, step, pause.
Left, bump, bump, right, bump, left, bump, bump.
So anyways, Temple of the Kai,
They
stairs.
did it, not me. I'm so proud.
They do it less frequently than you, so I let them get away with a little.
Just a smidge.
It wasn't me.
I know. That's why you're my favorite. Anyways. All those memes where it's like the DM's like, oh, I love all of my kids equally. They all leave and it's like, by a lot. No. But Lesterin is the one who doesn't tend to try and test me. So, you're at the base of the Kamikai Temple. Again, the guards look at you and have that reaction of, what now? And then see the leg and the like, how? Okay. And show you in. Show you in
ask.
again.
Oh goodness.
I might explain it later.
Yeah, no, it's not required to explain to every NPC. And again, you are shown down into the seaside chamber with where Kimmy is currently tending and helping and passing out food and supplies, and she just looks exhausted. There's just, you know how even in normal humans you get those like what am I thinking of, like the rings under the eyes, the bags under the eyes.
Bags.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. I can word good. Bags under the eyes.
I know that feel.
She has the halfling equivalent of that, but it's human sized, so it's like she barely has her eyes open. So, you know, all 3 feet of her are just kind of walking around slowly giving stuff to people. You can tell that she is exhausted.
I can't
And
imagine.
looks you over and just... So, you did a thing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Oh. That was it. It hurts.
Why did you say wait?
Well, I just wondered how you knew, and then I remembered you can talk to Flap Flaps, and they were there, so.
Yeah. Luckily, one of them knew. Come sit down. And she, kind of helps navigate Lestrin and you over to the pool.
Thanks,
And,
Jess.
and just instructs Lestrin to help lower you into it. And just, I can at least heal some of the wounds. I wouldn't know how to regenerate a leg. That's beyond me.
But you're so smart.
Lolly, there's limits to what most of us can do. I mean, maybe the Grand Kai could help, but I'm so sorry. And
You look exhausted. Are you sure about doing anything?
She looks at Lestrin for a second and just, I am exhausted. We should have a talk about that heart.
Which heart are we talking about?
Oh no.
Oh, that.
Yeah, we might have learned some things about that.
Oh boy.
Don't give it to any, pirates or dwarf pirates you see. Except for this dwarf. This dwarf's okay.
Lolly, you can have 15 points of healing damage.
Yay.
Yay.
Miss Kimmy activates the pool and uses her last spell to get you back some hit points.
Thank you, Kim.
She pulls her hand out of the water and just... Okay. I know you've been through a lot. Today has been a lot. So, let's talk. She kind of lowers herself down into the pool, relaxes for a moment.
I'm gonna follow suit.
That heart called to the Feytide in response to the storm. That's why the area started to flood.
Whoa.
I haven't figured out much about it beyond that. But it's powerful.
About that, and I'm totally going to forget, but can I tell her, the story that the Storm Dwarf told us about the missing heart that was cut out and stored away, and
Mm-hmm.
I think this might be it.
She gives you a look and just, yeah, that checks. And I'll roll her check at disadvantage because exhaustion is a bitch. Oh, wow. That's not bad. I don't get the natural 20, but I still got an 11 on the dice for her. So she takes a moment and relaxes a little and just, those things do seem to line up. That might be why it hates the storm or was afraid of the storm and called to the waters. I don't know, but perhaps it could also interact with both. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But either way, it might be something meant for you guys. Sometimes serendipity is a thing.
That's a ridiculous chance, though. It was just floating in the ocean. It was ridiculous. If I had to put a number to it, I'd say it was like 1 in 100.
She gives a small laugh and just, sometimes faith and destiny make odds go awry. But I would say that you're probably not the only ones looking for it.
Yeah, don't give it to any dwarfy pirates.
She kind of smiles and just, I'm not giving it to anyone unless you specifically, as in your group, asks for it back because you stored it with us. It's still yours, but it is under that protection.
Okie dokie.
So-
What's up, Lestrin?
I said, awesome. Thank you, Kimmy.
Yeah. Do
You're
want us
welcome.
Well, we gotta figure out a good, safe place to keep that if we're gonna take it from you. You're the safest we got. Do you mind?
She shakes her head and just, I can keep it here, but I'm gonna need to get some extra guards and wards prepped for it before the next storm. We didn't anticipate that.
We did not either, and I apologize.
I don't
Yeah.
think any of us could have known because it's not like anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah. It's interesting, Kimmy.
She again just leans back and just, your definition of interesting is tiring.
I'm tired of being interesting.
Sorry.
Like just a little bit of the day rubs through right there. But otherwise, you two are allowed to rest and recover a little bit. Lolly, would you like to try to take a long rest at the Akamikai's temple, or are you just...
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna take a 9-ass nap.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
up.
cool.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, of course. Lestrin, space would be made for you on a cot. Kimmy basically requests that Lolly stay in the pool to make sure that she gets healing, and it's kind of like that waterbed, Lolly, where they make sure that you can't drown on it or anything. But
There's like a ramp or something.
Okay. But Lolly, when you go to fall asleep, would you make a charisma saving throw for me?
Oh, good. Oh, good. 10.
Perfect.
Do I get eaten by sea flaps?
No, but when you do fall asleep, you hear just a little whisper in the back of your head, almost like a voice that had previously been defeated, but Lolly, so naughty. And
I guess if you want something just read only, so this is...
Oh. Dan, we hear you.
Sorry.
No worries.
Good. It's late. Sorry.
There was just a British man.
Autoplay.
I know, you're fine.
Is
After
it
that,
your
like, initial-
fault?
After that initial shock, yes, you did hear that voice in the back of your head in total darkness. And it just kind of torments you at first and makes it hard to genuinely fall asleep. And sometimes you kind of come back to reality and think for a moment that you've turned to your side and are drowning, but you're not. You're perfectly stable. It's almost like the dream within a dream. So it takes a little while. It takes a little while to actually get to rest. And then finally, when you do, you wake up in a very, very familiar chamber. Molly's bedroom. And
Yay, are we gonna play games?
well, when you look around for her, Molly is currently studying and reading through Gith manuscripts. And when you call out like that, she looks back sharply for a moment, and you see her eyes narrow a little and just... You were naughty.
No, I was.
Do you need a timeout?
No,
Mom and Dad put me in timeout when I'm naughty.
I know, and that took like 250,000 years, and I don't think that's gonna be okay with my new friends. They're gonna be very old.
She considers that for a moment. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay, persuasion. 18.
No timeout then. She kind of turns back towards her manuscripts. And in that moment, the light of the room flashes, fades, and now you're somewhere different, somewhere colder. Winds whip through the area. And there's stone here, much like the stones that were used in the construction of Mirar Talvash, but the shapes are different. Pillars instead of a bedroom, almost like a training or practice ground. And here, you don't see Molly, but you hear her voice, just a little different this time. Just when you use a power for a selfish or mean purpose, it has an impact. You are I am you. And it hurts me when you do that.
I didn't know. I did not mean to hurt.
I've made mistakes. And I'm sorry that you have to help me with them. But I can't have you making these mistakes because... And you see a shadow grow and wrap around one of the gray stone pillars, all too familiar in the elongated claws and the single psionic sphere that forms almost like a fake eye of a surgeon on top of its head, reflecting at you. Because dark things get unleashed by fear, anger, and bad actions. The power we share is dangerous, and normally it is beneficial. But if you step out of bounds, there are consequences to both of us.
Oh, I'll be good. Just hang in there, okay?
I'm sorry, Lolly. I wish I could be there to help. Can't. And I'm not strong enough to reach you. But I need you to be the Lolly that saved those children and that's still fighting for them.
I will. I thought I could clear that boat away and it'd be safer and easier for everyone to get out of port next time. And I got stupid.
Lolly. And the wind pauses. The irrevocable, that shadow fades, gone the pillar. Safer for you. But what about the people serving on that ship?
They can swim.
In a
probably
storm?
wouldn't have been able to swim well.
No. They may work for someone that is not good, but that does not make them bad.
Like the Yuan-Ti?
Like the Yuan-Ti, like the goblins, like so many things of this world, there are layers and complications, and boiling it down to good or bad or us or them is how the world keeps hurting, Lolly.
Okay.
That is the mistake of my people, one that they tried to rectify when they came here. I need you to do better.
I promise I'll try. I will.
Good,
No more drowning people.
good. I'm sorry for the irrevocable, but it's made of the same thing that you are. So when you start... She kind of has this almost half-hearted laugh of just... You killed its physical form and presence. But it's still part of my soul, part of my memories. It's never truly gone. It's under control. But if you act out of control, as my one representative that is supposed to bring light and hope, it will rise again.
Okay, I'll stop it. I'll just sit inside all day and not get in trouble and do homework.
Lolly, the power we share is meant to help. You can't hide.
All right.
You need to get stronger. Because Dazrak needs you. I need you. But you are not yet ready. We will speak again when you show me how far you can go. And with that, you wake up. Hours have gone by. Jyotis.
Mm-hmm.
So you went back to the Dingy Bird?
Yeah. I was gonna start work. I assume Echo followed because didn't she come along with us?
No, she slept. But
Did
in the
she?
meantime, you had told Echo where you were staying, and by this point, she is awake and is there waiting for you, actually.
Cool. Because, yeah, just gonna hang out. But I was gonna start work on a leg project.
Yep. Yeah, no, and again, the bar is not terribly busy right now because, again, city is under storm effect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a few patrons, but Echo is at the booth that is now currently reserved to the Silver Storm Seekers, and Fairness has drink and food in front of her, and the second you walk in, it's just, Master Jyotis, can I get you anything?
Sure, Fairness. Whatever your special is tonight, thanks.
The special is get the dwarf out of my bar soup. It's a stone soup.
I'll take it.
Always a delight he is.
Been he insulted by that or no?
It's not all the dwarfs, just the dwarf, and you know which one he's referring to. He's got a bone to pick.
Sounds lovely.
It's
So fun.
So it's a pretty good soup, stone-based soup, like he said, tomato and fish, but it goes down quite nicely. And in the meantime, I do need a roll for while you work on the leg.
Mm-hmm. Tinker's tools, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a 25 total because I rolled a 19 on the dice.
Cool. You know that first off, one of the most important things about this is going to be supporting not only Lolly's shape and size, but also the posture she has, because she acts more like a kangaroo than a normal, traditional limbed person or people. And so one of the hardest parts is building the actual joints and making sure that they're load bearing, and then also thinking about how to basically all but attach it to the hip, because they took the whole leg. They got greedy.
They left her hip intact though, right?
Yes, the hip was intact. Yeah, no, they did not go like, hey, let's take that too. They stopped somewhere, just entirely further up than anyone felt comfortable with.
Yep.
So for the most part, it's better to use the more sturdy materials like the metals that Zarbalid gave you. But there's also times when both wood and a mixture of treated material and lacquered resin sometimes will help and be a bit more supportive as well. And so you get the shape down relatively well. You draw it out first because that is how you tend to design things. And after that, you realize that you can basically make the joints operational almost to the exact extent that Lolly's normal leg could do. It's mostly going to involve a lot of compression and, in essence, it's basically like building a steam machine inside that leg. Like that is just, it takes a lot of pistons and...
It's going to take some work because
there's
a lot of force coming down on the front, but it still needs to be springy.
Right. No. So you figure out immediately how wide the base needs to be on the foot. You figure out where to place the joints just to have it be nice and natural for her, how wide they need to be, how much material you need. And you're able to, again, use your astronaut's omni tool, because you're not making me say that word. You have to say that word. Exactly. You're getting so good at it. So proud. You get the semblance and build more or less the skeletal parts of it. And again, there comes a time when your date winds up figuring out what this is, because she's now well rested, and just so something went real wrong in the last day, didn't it?
Yeah, remember we had to go after Lolly.
Yeah,
she well, I think you were there for part of that.
And then she oh yeah, you're right. I was there. DM brain fart.
It's all right. We found out that I don't think she came in to Nolfa's office with us.
No, she did not.
But yeah, she went back after that. So once we retrieved Lolly, the Dajani are pretty cruel to people that mess with them, and they took her leg. Not under Nolfus's orders, apparently, but the captain of the ship just decided that that was worthy, and he took her leg off near the hip.
All too suddenly, because you have a pretty good passive perception, there is a Fairness standing at the table near you.
Mm-hmm.
With this 1,000-yard stare out of cold blue eyes. Which ship?
Did we get the name of that?
Oh, you did.
We did. What was it?
The Mons Quinton.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. That's
The
right. I
monsters.
have it in my notes. I just found it.
Lolly,
God damn it. Why
The
can't I
months
stop
quit.
myself?
there will not be a strike 3.
Okay.
The Mons Quinton is the ship.
Gives a nod and just. That is a capable sorcerer, Cat.
Are you familiar with them?
Never served. He trained some the Dejani sorcerers.
Oh,
Sorcery is a gift. You still need a teacher, otherwise.
right. Raw talent without training. That sort of
Exactly. Were it anyone else, I would not be afraid of challenging them in a duel. That one, I don't think I could take him, not without some sort of advantage.
It's good to know. Yeah, we don't know why Lolly decided to do that.
Master Jyotis, why does Lolly decide to do anything?
That's a good question. I feel more bad that none of us were actually watching her at the time. We kind of left her to her own devices a few times.
Master Jyotis, at some point you are going to need Lolly to be capable of being left alone for times.
Right. Thanks for helping watch her, by the way, when we were all out.
I'm...
Things in the storm.
Oh. Right. I should tell you about that.
I was just saying, we never found out what happened with the water, or with the lighthouse, why the shield went down.
I had promised her that I would not speak of it without her consent, but I will tell you that we had involvement and that you should probably talk to her first, and if she refuses to tell the truth, then I will need to do the adult thing. But this is probably a conversation for the group to have as well.
I'll wait till they get back, but thanks for the information. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. Right now, I'm trying to build her a new leg.
I can tell. Let me know if you need any supplies.
Will do. I think I got most of what I needed from Zarbel, but just in case I need something else, like some lacquer or something.
Gives you a nod. Just, well, yes. Yes. And, Gary, when you and Latham got back to town, where would you go next? Is Gary
I can't
muted?
think of anything. Gary?
Yes, I was muted.
You're welcome.
Personally, I want to check by the Vault of the Kai, make sure that... Basically, I want to make sure that Lolly is okay, and then also that Kimmy is okay. And then I would probably head back to the Dingy Bird to rest myself.
Gotcha.
No, the Dingy Bird's en route to the Vault of the Kai, so I'll peel off there and pop in the Dingy Bird.
Okay.
I'm tired.
So Latham pops into Dingy Bird. Gary, when you reach the Vault of the Kai, Lolly is already asleep, but Kimmy is monitoring her despite her current stage of exhaustion because Lolly's sleep patterns have been convulsive and shaking, and sometimes she has choked herself on air thinking that she is swallowing water, and you can tell that like Kimmy is using shape water to try to hold the water in perfect position to keep her balanced, in addition to the ramp that they had brought in to help hold her there. And there's just stress in Kimmy's whole body. She shakes and tremors. The bags under her eyes are somehow worse than even when Lestrin and Lolly got there. Her hair is just covering her face, and
That is enough. I'll pull her out of there, but you can't do this to yourself. I forbid it. Your people need you more than this. Get some rest. I'll take care of her.
All you need to do is just help hold her head and shoulders, and should be enough.
Just pull her out a little ways.
Yeah, she's a bit big.
Even so, I can use leverage.
She listens to you, and she won't listen to me.
I have a gift.
Kimmy gets a little bit of a smile on her face, and just the first hint of a blush.
I've been telling her that I could watch Lolly in the pool for the last hour.
I will get some rest. And you
Yes,
two
but
can
you were
watch
nice
Lolly.
about it.
You two can watch Lolly together. I'm sorry.
Well, it's just a good thing that she's alive, because now I'm going to kill her.
Wait, what?
Holds her head under the water.
You mean
Metaphorically. Figuratively.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
No, I've
No
watched her die
crime in
once.
the temple, please.
No.
He won't kill her.
Verbal crimes.
Not while I'm here, Kimmy. Please, for the love of Pete, go and sleep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. If you need anything, call one of the acolytes and just tell.
We
that
understand. It's okay.
told them.
I know how it works. Go get some sleep.
Yeah, and again, her voice just keeps carrying off because she's like giving you half of a sentence and then.
No more. Do not make me pick you up and take you to bed.
That is very insulting in halfling culture. Okay.
Oh, I know, which is why I'm saying that. Go to bed.
So she does eventually depart. And the two of you easily keep Lolly from having any more of those convulsion shakes or anything else. You do hear the whisper at one point or another of the name Irrevocable on her lips.
Wonderful.
Yay. That thing again.
She must be communing.
With who?
Her patron.
Molly?
She tells me sometimes that she talks to Molly. I always thought it was just a dream, but the way that she's acting now, I don't know.
Sounds
This is
real.
beyond me.
I don't know. The dreams that are not dreams that are real are driving me mad.
Hey, you've only had one.
Yeah! They're not appropriate for dwarves to have. Never did I think that I would have to threaten anybody in a dream.
Barbarian all the way.
I can't punch it in my dream. What the hell?
That's my dream, my playground.
You are welcome to test that assumption at your earliest convenience. So, the two of you working together get Lolly her long rest.
I take it I'm exhausted still.
No, with a long rest, you do actually recover from the stage of exhaustion that you had. It wasn't an easy rest, and it needed a lot of attention from other people in order to actually kick in for you because of the sheer stress and strain that you put on your connection based on your actions.
No, don't want to go to timeout.
Yeah, no, when you wake up, Gary and Lustrin are there caring for you. And it's...
Hey,
How are you?
Lolly.
I could be better.
Oh, I know.
We
You are
know.
grounded.
What? No! I don't want
Yep.
to go away for 250,000 years.
Oh no, we don't live that long. But for the next month, you do not go anywhere without a partner. Do you understand me?
You're on the buddy system.
Does crackers count?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
Does Captain Pancake count?
Absolutely.
No.
Oh.
No, the being has to be able to speak common.
I mean, crackers can.
Let's be more specific. Lestrin, Gary, Latham, Jyotis, Echo, Fairness. Who am I missing? My brain is missing somebody.
Latham,
No, I said Latham.
Jyotis,
Said Jyotis.
Chuggers?
No. Ask me again.
So just you guys got it.
Yes. Anybody who is a member of the Silver Sun Corsairs. If you're going to leave,
Wait, you're
wherever we
Corsairs
happen
now?
Silver
no.
Sun Surfers.
I have been awake for like 15 hours. I am falling asleep right now on my desk, and I'm trying so hard.
Silverstorm Seekers.
Yeah.
That's
I just wanted to make sure that Gary hadn't gone like we're a fucking army now, like because I
No,
just wanted
the
to check.
Corsairs. The Seekers. It just... You're not to go anywhere by yourself. Okay?
Understood.
And I'm not going to put a time on this, because the only time you're going to get is until we can trust you.
Oh man, forever grounded?
That's up to you.
That's worse than 250,000 years.
I agree. And it's going to feel that way as well. Now, I've barely slept because of everything that happened. I am tired. You worried everybody.
Sorry.
You made everybody very sad. And you cannot do that again.
I don't think I could. But I won't.
You only have one more leg to give, so you definitely can't.
Well, that's true. I get another try. I mean...
I invite you to test that theory at your earliest convenience.
Have I mentioned I'm sorry? Don't be mad,
Don't
Gary.
tell us. Don't tell me you're sorry. Show me. And with that, I'm going to leave.
Gary's mad.
I think he's mad. I think he's also disappointed in you. Because I'm pretty disappointed in you because you left me behind in all the fun.
I know. I'm sorry. Although, to be fair, can you swim really well? Yeah, you can. I have seen you swim.
Yeah, I can dive. I can swim.
You were like sleepy sleeps, though, and I didn't want to wake you up because you get all like cranky whenever we wake you up and you're like, "Meh."
Yeah, but you know, you can also take a nap with the rest of us. It's not a bad thing to have a nap. I mean,
I had a nap and then I woke up and I ran around.
yeah, but you needed to stay with us.
I know.
Ready to go back to the Dingy Bird?
Yes.
Alright. I'm gonna help you up.
Thank you.
Yep.
Where's
We're gonna make it.
Chuggers?
Well, I'm sure he's
Still
over
by the Dingy Bird.
Dingy Bird with the seagull. What's his name? Wilbur?
Gulliver.
Gulliver.
Okay.
I'm going to roll myself a really quick intelligence check.
Uh-huh.
But I am tired and I rolled a nat 1, so
Oh no.
I'm focused. No, I was thinking of telling Chuggers to go that way, but it doesn't even occur to me because I'm just...
bird.
I am zombie.
Yeah. Jyotis, you are in the middle of leg construction.
Mm-hmm.
And like right in the middle of like doing some soldering work when Gary, half like looking at a bird, almost walks through the door when he comes stumbling in.
Ooh.
Ooh, damn, that was quick.
It was very fast, Jyotis.
It's a sketch.
Or
Make it
something.
blue.
Yep. This is bare wood and metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and Ollie's gonna cast prestidigitation on it every time she changes
Of
her spot.
course,
Uh-huh.
it's probably gonna
But-
glow.
But again, it's coming along quite well. Like, you are ahead of schedule with how complicated it is. Like, have you ever assembled one of those Lego Technics before?
Oh yeah.
So
Heck that.
so you know how you're like, I think I've made progress, and then you realize that you have 120 pages of the Bible left. This is one of those things where you're like, I think I'm a quarter of the way through, and then you kind of like look at your sketches and your instructions. You're like, no, I'm 2/3 the way there. Oh, this is really coming together. And again, I can't just give this to you in a single setting, even with a 25. But again, you had every single thing perfect about this. And you do know still that this still requires some attunement. Like, it's going to need that magical spark. But with your Tinker's Tools check already, you've kind of infused that magic as you go down it to help provide more of that natural feel. Just like in your own leg, you still have that sense and semblance of control over it, which is why you're able to move so well.
Well, I assumed, like, when I this was notes on my own leg. I assumed that when we constructed it, there was like little bits of the mind control stone in it, and that's how I'm actually able to like control the damn thing.
Yeah, no, it's little bits of the psionic focus help apply into the brain, and whereas you can't necessarily use the exact same thing, you have plenty of remnant sources from Mirar Talvash and every other adventure you've been on, and you're able to work quite a bit of it into this leg pretty easily.
Cool.
So, with that, it's 12:40. I'm fading. Mikey's fading. So I think we'll begin next game in 2 weeks with the admission of what happened at the lighthouse.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I
As soon as
saved the day
Garret-
on that one instead of.
Like,
Yeah. No, this is like, things were kind of bad on our own, but we saved the day instead of I took on a ship and I lost.
I lost.
Ollie redemption.
yeah, when Garret walks over to the table, that's where like after Jyotis is like, "Look at Garret, look at the leg." Oh, by the way, we need to talk to Lolly and Fairness about what happened at the lighthouse.
I saw murders.
Murder, singular.
Let's just
We're still doing
add-
step hops on our way back.
Yeah, no, like Gary
just-
made it there in half the time that it takes them, because Lolly is well, Lolly can do the dash action with Lestrin,
Oh,
But,
you know what?
uh,
I could get her loaded up on the goat on George.
but then falls. Yeah, no, you can load Lolly on George.
Okay, just to make the trip a little faster, I'm going to load her up on.
Do I just grab
Yeah.
the horns or do I go?
No,
Goaty?
just grab his mane right there. Don't try to
Oh,
kick
God,
him.
why
I'll
does it
lead
itch
him.
so bad. Your goat is itchy.
Yes,
That's a little
No,
bit of
he's-
static.
he's got a saddle. It should only itch your lower leg where they're too long for you.
Sure enough, with utilizing George, you're able to get much better timing, but it was still that, like, you got halfway there before going like, this is dumb, and had that moment of like, all right, let's do it, and summon George to make your life a lot easier. Which, by the way, when you summon George, he comes down like a bolt of lightning, so even though the streets at this hour are relatively abandoned, you get a few people calling out and they're like, what was that? After, like, and
Come back,
George.
false alarm. It's okay.
Shazam!
You know when like you log into a brand new MMO and people are like flying around on griffins and lightning and crazy mounts and you're like, what is going on in this town?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The new
that's-
Ryan Reynolds movie.
That's a Larsa Mall. This is the beginning area, and you're like, hey, look at us, tier 2. Yeah,
It's
that's
Stormwind, that's for sure. Stormwind.
So, with that, we'll leave off for this game. Thank you all for doing the super late game with me. I'm sorry I was not able to start it earlier, but I love and heart you all.
Excellent.
worries, man.
So this is the
Dude.
RP that should have taken place last game.
Right? Thank
I
you.
agree, right? Instead of all of the things.
Like, I was okay with the first combat. I was just like, I am so overwhelmed with the day. And then it was like, Brit was like, but you could be more.
Yeet!
Oh, man, sorry.
Myself into the ocean. Whoa!
Oh, God.
You know, Brit, I actually have figured out the reason that you did jump in. It's because you could only get the small fish to come to you, and they knew where the big
that's
fish were. So
true.
you were like, I want to get the big fish. But then you followed the big fish.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
That whole sequence was like a big mistake. It started with, I have an idea.
I think it was great right up until the big fish said, "Hey, you should come with us."
Okay.
Yep. It was awesome
Seems
until
right.
then.
It was
No
They turned out
idea.
to be very smart.
Mommy.
They travel in schools.
It was great up until then.
again,
right.
I
All right,
like
night all.
Sam.